Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all have been doing well, and we hope you guys have been enjoying our videos. We just want to say, if you haven't yet, you should please go check out our first 2 videos on our vlog channel, which I link below all the time. We think you'll enjoy them, and if you do, make sure to subscribe to that channel. And we thank you all for being all right. This is episode 304. Okay, so thank you guys for coming back again, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to this channel as well, and like, comment, leave all the good stuff. So
all
today, we're doing a video today called "Why Portugal is Not the California of Europe." I guess this is a topic that gets talked about Portugal. I'm not too sure, but Dave in Portugal is the guy covering it. It literally came out an hour ago. Yeah, so we're going to hear what he has to say about it. And if any of you European folks or Portuguese folks, let us know.
Do people really call Portugal the California of Europe?
I guess so, yeah. Let's see.
This is some guy named Dave in Portugal, and today I want to break down a topic that keeps popping up online, and honestly, it's kind of driving me crazy. There are tons of articles, influencers, and even travel bloggers out there saying that Portugal is the California of Europe. And I'm here to tell you, respectfully, that's just not true. Now look, this isn't coming from a place of hate or someone who has no clue what they're talking about. I've been living in Portugal for the past 3 years, and I've spent a huge chunk of my life living in California.
Hey.
I have a lot of family in the Sacramento Bay Area, and I lived in Southern California for 7 years. I've seen more corners of that state than probably anywhere else in my life. From Lodi to Coblo, from Eureka to San Diego. So no, I'm not just some guy bashing California.
That wasn't an ad to go to Eureka. Trust me, do not go there.
For clicks. California's incredible. It produces more economic output than most countries.
It does, but look, I love California. It does produce a lot of economic output, but it also does not utilize that money well for the betterment of the majority of people in California.
I agree, although I do love California.
Yeah, it's because the geography here is like the best in the world, but there is something wrong with the way that the tax money and the money that gets produced here in this state is used. There's a problem with it. You can tell because of the poverty when you go downtown is really bad. Right.
It's more than just
Beauty is next level,
yeah,
and let's be real, it attracts some truly amazing people. But also, some of the most pretentious douche lords alive. But saying Portugal is Europe's California, that's just lazy. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why
I have those speakers.
Bro, play the video.
That comparison doesn't hold up. And which countries I actually think feel more like California in Europe. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe if you're into real talk about life in Portugal and Europe. And follow me on Instagram for more personal stories and exclusive content. Let's stop messing around and get right into it. Portugal isn't woke, it's tolerant. In Portugal, the focus is on tolerance, not the often divisive and performative nature of woke culture. While woke movements can sometimes create an atmosphere of judgment and constant policing of opinions, tolerance in Portugal is about respecting people's differences without the need to force everyone to conform to the same beliefs. Here, you're allowed to express your views without being canceled or criticized for every small mistake. The Portuguese way is to accept people as they are, fostering an environment where peaceful coexistence thrives and diverse.
That's just how it should be.
I agree, unless you're a bigot. I mean, there's a difference between being woke and just being a respectful person. So if he's talking about people that are constantly policing, like, every comment someone makes despite knowing their intentions, and which is not productive either. Like,
no, it's not. It just makes it creates an argument for other people to say that it's bad. But that's actually, it doesn't happen that often in California itself. I noticed.
I think he's saying that it does because he's saying Portugal is not like that.
Yeah, but it's because I think people have that image of LA being like that, when I think in reality, places like Portland and Seattle are more like that than LA.
Right. Which is what we would think as outsiders. We've been to Portland many times, but it could just be a stigma the same way it's a stigma here.
Yeah, I guess so. True.
Opinions are not only allowed but respected. Unlike the sharp divisions that can come with woke culture, which often pits people against each other, tolerance creates a more inclusive society where individuals can coexist with differing perspectives without fear of judgment. In Portugal, the approach is simple. Be respectful, be kind, and leave room for people to live and think freely without the need to constantly prove how...
So sorry for stopping again, but I think the difference is in places like Portugal and some other places similar to that, when people are bigots and they are very rude, I think in these places they will punch you in your face more than here in the US, because here in the US there's a lot of, like, we sue a lot here. I don't think they do it as much over there. So I think that
no one's suing you for saying certain things.
No, for punching them in the face.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Like, you can get your ass whipped by somebody and nothing will happen to them. Yeah.
And here, like, that will be in court and you can get arrested and a lot more stuff like that.
Progressive or correct you are. It's a refreshing change that values human interaction over ideological purity. I feel like in Portugal, you're free to be who you are, but you're also expected to give others that same freedom. No culture war, just coexistence like it should be.
Status.
Now let's talk status. In California, everything feels like it's a part of a brand. Your job title, your income, your car, your social media following. People use these as status symbols, and it shows. Whether you're in tech, entertainment, or just posting your brunch on Instagram, there's this constant sense of personal branding. Everyone's building an image, but Portugal couldn't be more different. Nobody cares who you are, how much money you make, or what you drive. You could be the CEO of a Silicon Valley startup or a broke backpacker living out of a van. Either way, the guy behind the counter at the local cafe will treat you exactly the same. Maybe you get a nod, maybe a grunt, but you're not getting VIP treatment either way. Portuguese culture is rooted in humility. Flashiness just doesn't go far here. People care more about...
Yeah, I like that. That's something that I respect, because that's how I try to, like, you know, go by in life. Like, if I meet someone who is wealthy or this or that, I give them the exact same respect that I would give to someone who might be, you know, down and out or homeless or this or that. Like, I will talk to them the same way as a human being. And I think that that's something we've lost a lot. Maybe specifically in LA and places like that more.
I think it's definitely social media driven, because ever since I've noticed it more towards TikTok after COVID, when a bunch of people started moving here that make income online that aren't from here. It seemed like, I don't know, it was like the whole Erewhon, it started with like the whole Erewhon craze, and people started using LA almost as a studio set for how to live their life. I don't know. Which is so bizarre, because we live in a time where you can make money online anywhere you live. I don't know what the draw is to still come over here.
I think it's the best weather, and it's just like everyone...
I think people think that there's more opportunities here, which I don't personally believe that. If you're an influencer or content creator, I don't think you need to be living in LA. Obviously, if you want to be an actor, I get it. Like, you go to LA or New York.
Yeah.
But I don't think the majority of them come here for that reason.
Yeah, I think it's also just to be around other people who are doing the same thing.
Right, and then I was speaking for LA, not California. Also, I've never heard of anyone compare Portugal to California, but clearly it's happening. So I'm wondering if these comparisons are people just talking about, like, geographically more than the culture.
Probably, like, climate and geography, yeah.
Because the culture here is different every county. It's not across the board.
It's not.
Get every type almost here.
San Francisco, Sacramento, and LA are all so different from each other.
San Diego and
Yeah,
LA
San Diego is super different.
are within 2 hours of each other, completely different.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on the north. It might as well be another country up there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How you treat others than what you do for a living. If you walk in acting like you're a big shot, chances are you'll just come off as an asshole. Now, I'm not saying everyone in California is chasing clout and trying to be famous. I know tons of amazing, grounded people that are from California, but I've never lived in a place that felt so competitive. Whether it's a career, lifestyle, or even wellness, there's this subtle pressure to always be doing more or being better. In Portugal, that pressure disappears. No one's trying to one-up you. There's space to just be, and that can be really humbling in the best way.
This is what I would think would be the most similar.
All right, now let's be fair to California, because this is where it absolutely shines. Literally. California's climate diversity is off the charts. You've got alpine peaks, deserts, lush forests, Mediterranean coastlines. It's all there. Mount Whitney stands at 14,500 feet or 4,421 meters, the tallest peak in the lower 48 states. And Death Valley, a desert with the hottest temperature ever recorded on planet Earth. From Yosemite to Big Sur to Lake Tahoe, the natural variety is jaw-dropping. Mainland Portugal, we're not talking about the islands here, absolutely gorgeous.
I think a lot of times we don't realize the amazing geography we have here.
I do.
Yeah.
Its climate is not nearly as diverse. Portugal has a temperate oceanic climate along the Atlantic coast, and a bit more of a continental climate inland. But let's clear up a common misconception. Portugal is not on the Mediterranean Sea. You actually have to go through a few seas to get there. Sure, the Algarve feels kind of like Southern California in the summer, but the rest of the country, honestly, I would compare it more to Northern California. Think San Francisco. And that famous Mark Twain quote comes to mind again. The coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. If you're looking for a year-round Mediterranean climate with California vibes like San Diego and Los Angeles, southern Spain and places like Valencia are more in that realm.
I could see that.
Maybe southern Italy, but not Portugal. Now this one gets me really fired up. California is all about health-conscious eating, but it certainly comes at a price. Eating clean in California often feels like joining a luxury club. Meanwhile,
it's so annoying and it's so true because I guess it's maybe more California obviously than anywhere else in the US, but this is such a problem we have that it's so difficult to get healthy food at a lower price.
Which is wild because we supply the majority of the produce to the rest of the country here. So why the is it so expensive?
It should be way cheaper here. Yeah, that's annoying. There's too much like greed here in California, and we need more benefit for the people of California.
I think because they know no matter how expensive it is here, people will always still find a way to
come
live
here.
And
Yep.
They're like, well, why not? You know?
I think they're gonna keep pushing the limits until eventually when those people are like, okay, this is too much, but then everyone else is screwed on the way over there.
That'll never happen.
Yeah.
Many poor communities are left with ultra-processed, chemical-filled junk food. But in Portugal, healthy eating is just normal. You don't need a wellness app or a $20 juice cleanse to eat clean here. You just need a trip to the local market and a grandmother's recipe. The Portuguese diet is built around fresh, seasonal ingredients, local meat and seafood, vegetables, lots of olive oil and garlic, whole grains, fresh cheeses, and of course wine. Lots of good wine. In Portugal, you can eat like a fancy for a fraction of the price you'd pay in California. We're talking fresh seafood, artisan cheeses, great bread, and locally produced wine that's very affordable. You don't have to be rich to eat well. That's just how the food system works here. And it's amazing. So here's my final thoughts. A message to Californians moving to Portugal.
Stop calling us California.
I know this video sounds a little hypocritical, and yeah, I'm basically the kettle calling the pot black. But I've learned a lot in these past 3 years. And if you're watching this as someone thinking about visiting or moving to Portugal, I just want to say one thing. Don't come here to do the same stuff you were doing back home. Don't fly all the way to Europe to sit in a Starbucks with your $7 coffee and avocado
100%.
toast. Step out.
I don't understand people that do that will go travel across the world to just like stay in a hotel the whole time, or just I don't know. To each their own.
Like
to each their own.
Oh, I feel like a lot of people do that in Mexico.
Yeah, they do. A lot.
Come from here.
Yeah.
They go stay in a resort the whole time, and then that's their trip.
It just doesn't. That's not really like traveling to me.
Whatever.
But I don't know. That's my own opinion.
Who are we to tell people how to spend their fucking money? Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Some people genuinely just want to go sit by a pool and buy overpriced cocktails.
I get it. I know.
It. So.
But you're doing it wrong. All right.
Outside of your comfort zone. Try a local cafe. Order something new. Order something you've never had.
Order something new. Order something you've never had.
Or like go somewhere where there's like local vendors and other stuff. Like that helps. That helps the economy of like the smaller people a lot more.
You mean that helps locals?
But yeah, like it helps because if you're just going to Starbucks and to the resorts, you're just helping the bigger economy. You're not helping the small, like the people.
I understand. I fear the people that need to hear that will not, or people who do hear it and don't align with it. They don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. They're aware of what they're doing. Is what I'm saying.
I know.
Give your money to local mom and pop shops, not multinational chains. Portugal doesn't want to be California, and that's what makes it so special. Grow your palate, explore, be present, and trust me, you'll thank me later. Thank you for watching. If you want more videos about Portugal or life in Europe, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram for extra content and travel tips you won't want to miss. This is some guy named Dave in Portugal, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Ciao, ciao, bitches.
I think that was a pretty accurate description.
I mean, I've never been to Portugal.
No, I'm talking about like California. I'm technically a Californian at this point. I've been here more than 10 years.
Okay, I swear everyone is talking about Eurovision. Okay.
Even some of you guys mentioned to watch Eurovision.
Guys, I don't know what it is. I know it's like a singing thing.
It's a European singing competition, I think.
Like it's an international, right? Or is it just, obviously maybe it is just.
I think it's all of Europe. Well, I'll look into it, okay? I'll look into it and I'll check it out and see what it is. Yeah, but if you guys... I
feel like we're missing out on like the Olympics of singing. and
it probably is in Europe, yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Let us know in the comments. Obviously, if you're Portuguese, we would really like to hear from you about this situation, I guess. But I have heard also that Portugal is getting more expensive and harder to live for locals and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I heard recently online, is that people were saying to stop moving there because of how expensive it's getting.
Yeah.
For locals. But I didn't realize it was people from California or people who wish to move to California but want to go there because it's cheaper. That's what it sounds like. Yeah. Which is honestly, yeah, like, I'm not, again, I shouldn't tell anyone how to live their life, but like be respectful to people. And if you see, whatever, I'm gonna shut up now because I swear.
Leave your opinions in the comments below. And if you have, any information on this topic, stuff like that, just let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy the way we talk with each other and react to videos, please subscribe here. And we really appreciate if you jump over to our blog channel. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.